they'll just be crushed by regulations. That's what always happens. They create all these layers of bureaucracy and regulation, which always means what? More money for you, the little guy, and you can't keep up with it. So what do? They price you right out of the market before you ever even get into it. That's what will happen if you nationalize social media. Not only that, you're creating a real monopoly at that point. What is a monopoly, right? It's the total control of an aspect of the economy, right? Who has the real monopolies? The government. It's a government-controlled thing, really. Because in a free market, in a free society, you can't have a truly coercive monopoly. Why? Because there's nothing stopping you from creating a competing product. And before you point out, I just made a video about Parler, they're going to be fine if they stick with it. That's what I wholeheartedly believe. Because what do you see here? Okay, you have these authoritarian lefties icing a company out because it's perceived conservative ties, right? Let's not forget, Parler isn't some new platform that just popped up with some Richard Spencer guy in the background waving a flag. Okay, it's been around for a couple of years. It just started finally gaining traction. And I'm sure a lot of the people jumping to that platform are people that keep getting kicked off Twitter for saying things Twitter doesn't like. And so what? The reality was Twitter saw competition and didn't like it. Not only that, they want to control the flow of information. Duh. I mean, who actually thought that wasn't a thing? Okay, it's no different than when the big three automakers used to ice out its competition. But if they stick with it, other platforms will come up that will help them. Someone is going to see a need for there to be internet service providers that will provide service to companies like Parler that keep getting iced out by other providers. And then same thing with cloud storage and everything else. Will it take time? Sure. Will they have to deal with logistical nightmares and technological nightmares in the meantime? Sure. But what company doesn't deal with a lot of these things? What you think? I don't think the people running the company are ready to just give it up, just throw in the towel, be like, I'm done. I mean, there's a lot of people that were looking at this company to become a $1 billion corporation. So, I mean, if you have people with that kind of drive working for this company, trying to build it up, they're not just going to throw in the towel so quickly just because Google said, well, we don't like you, or Amazon says you can't use my cloud storage. They will find someone willing to help them out, willing to make a deal. That's the beauty of the market. Where there's a void, someone's going to come in to fill that void. What can't happen is we can't allow the government to come in and decide who gets to have social media licenses, because that's what's going to happen. They'll create a social media registration. You have to get a license. It'll be some exorbitant fee. Forget that. We don't want that. And don't forget, why are we worried about these app stores anyway? All it is a little icon that links you to a website. What? That didn't exist before the app stores? No. These companies are just really good at funneling the supply line right through their domain. Really, it's genius the way they have everyone, almost anytime someone thinks something, hey, I got an app, they go to an app store, whichever one's their favorite, and if they don't find it there, they're like, oh man, I can't find this app. What happened to that? Well, why can't I get my hands on it? Well, just go on the website. What? I got to download it from a website? What? We've gone backwards a little bit. It's all because we've been conditioned to go straight to the store, straight to Google Play, straight to Apple Store, straight to Samsung Galaxy Store, right? It's genius, really. It's a great marketing ploy. Get everyone thinking about my store. Come to me first. Same thing with Amazon. How many people can't find anything unless they go to Amazon, right? Or Walmart or Target. So if you know that and you don't want, you don't want to be burdened by it, get away from it a little bit. Support some of these platforms and companies that are getting away from a little less decentralization, if you will, or a little more decentralization, I should say. Just don't get bound up with getting the government to do it for you. This isn't a government issue. No one's using force. Like, Twitter didn't send out its private security force to go assassinate somebody. Like, Parler and Twitter didn't have a war in the middle of the street. Okay? With innocent civilians being caught in the crossfire. No. Google didn't send, an assassination squad to go murder someone. Amazon didn't. Trump's not having to hire his own private security force to fight off the forces of big tech. So let's stop pretending that's the case. Because the real evil you want to invite into your home right now is the government. Because the government should not have control of all of these different media platforms. And that's what you're asking for. And that I don't support. I mean, that is the big silver lining in all of this. Is that the government doesn't have as much power as you think. And neither do these social media, or I should say these tech giants. They have a whole lot of power, but they're huge corporations. And everything sometimes, it just seems like they're an insurmountable force, right? Oh, man, how do we get around all this? There are ways. Don't give up. If you're really worried about it, you're really thinking about these things deeply, then you're not going to allow this excuse of, oh, well, what can I do? There's plenty you can do. And it starts off with one person. And some of that's just talking to your friends, making a move, saying, hey, you know what? I don't like what's going on this platform. I'm done. When everyone asks, hey, how come you're not on Twitter Book Tweet Face? And you go, well, this is why. Boom. Oh, wow. It puts the seed in someone else's head. Or you go to a different platform. You have the choice. There's absolutely no excuse for you to sit around and go, well, Facebook sucks. Twitter sucks. Google sucks. But I'm going to use all those platforms. Oh, I hate Amazon. But every time I go to buy something, I'm going to buy on Amazon because it actually is the best way for me to get my stuff. The cheapest. So you hate these companies, yet you use these companies all the time and refuse to do anything but give them your money, give them your time, give them your information to sell. No, that's really the hypocritical thing to do. Sit around and say, they're so evil. I can't believe they get away with doing stuff. I shouldn't have to follow their rules. They should be forced to change their rules for me. Okay? And then get mad when someone else says, well, Andrew at the Proving Grounds, I don't like what he does. So you know what? I shouldn't have to deal with that and let him just coexist peacefully with me. So I'm going to petition the government to force him to do what I want. Because the second it happens to you, all of a sudden it becomes, oh, wow, this really sucks. No, the government shouldn't be able to tell me what I want to do, or what I should be able to do, or who I do it with, or who I trade with. Yet, all these people have no problem asking the government to do it on their behalf when it comes to the big tech giants. And truth be told, a lot of that just happens to come from good old-fashioned envy. People are envious of these companies and the people who work for them, the people who've created these platforms, who become billionaires, and they're jealous that they can't do it too. The reality is, you could do it, right? You potentially could do it. There's nothing there preventing you from going out there and starting the next big tech startup other than your intelligence, your hard work, your skill set. That's it. Where there's a will, there's a way. Obviously, you need to have the talent to go with it. Not everyone can be that talented, driven, right? And probably just a little bit lucky. So that's really what I got for you today. I want you to realize you have freedom. So use it. Try to use it intelligently. Think about the things you want in your life and go get it. There's absolutely no excuse for you not to empower yourself to reach your maximum potential, to live your best, most thriving life. Okay, that's really what you should be doing, in my opinion, such as it is. So with that, don't forget, give me the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let me know how I'm doing. Please subscribe and share this to all your friends. Feel free to hit me up. There's multiple platforms. They'll all be in the links below. And have a good night.